I am all set. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to All About Healing, and I'm your host, Emily Francis. And we just had Shanthi Yogini on the air today, yoga liberator, and she leads a movement called Liberate Yoga, Liberate You, Liberate the World, and she is the founder of Yoga for Happiness Academy. And she's the author of Happiness, the Key to Success. And you can see her at www.happinessthekeytosuccess.com. She had so much information, and honestly, we ran out of time. So check her out. She's great. And it leads me to my energy corner. And sometimes I come in and I know exactly what I'm going to talk about. And then other times I know that the show is going to open up my thought floodgates. And then I'm going to offer what I can. So today's Emily's Energy Corner is going to be about yoga, because I do have quite a background in yoga, even though for many years as of late I've been really off my yoga game, and I've recently just joined under a new teacher, and it's really been great. But here's what I have learned. I've learned something so valuable about not just yoga practice, but anything, and that is that every single person in the world that does a training, any kind of training, body work, chiropractic, nutrition, doctors, it doesn't matter what field, okay? Anybody that does a specific training under specific teachers, when they love their program, they are so proud of what they learned, and they come out of there feeling like whoever taught them is the greatest teacher in the world. And whatever they learned is basically like the paramount, ultimate guide, and that people should stick to this particular type of style. And I'll tell you an example. I started out in the 90s taking yoga from a guy who was learning Ashtanga yoga. He was a really serious student, and I hired him. I was a corporate wellness director. So I brought in a yoga teacher and a Tai Chi teacher, and then I taught kickboxing and aerobics and all these different things. And I started taking yoga and Tai Chi because I was interested in both, but also because I had to be able to sub those classes if my instructors had to cancel, even if it was last minute, because I was the director of the program. So I had to get myself ready to teach very early on, much earlier than I ever should have taught, to be honest, but enough to get you through any class. So that was my job. So I started teaching yoga and Tai Chi in 1998, and I loved it, and I studied it for a very long time. And then I did a really serious, really deeply spiritual, serious yoga practice in the Shivananda style, where I stayed in an ashram and I learned meditation and chanting. We would get up at 4 a.m. You had to have clean hands, face, and feet before you enter the meditation temple. You sat for meditation for 30 minutes, and then we chanted for 30 minutes, and then 2 hours of theory. And then it started at 4 a.m. and it ended at 9 p.m. daily. And it was really beautiful. And I came out of there feeling like this style, and I still kind of feel like that, is the greatest yoga style in the world. And when I would look at other styles, I felt like they were lacking. And I have definitely been snobby in my assessment to other styles, which is completely inappropriate. But it just takes growth, because wherever you are in the world, you learn and you change. But what I've learned about yoga is that there are so many different styles of yoga, and none of them are wrong. None of them are the best. None of them are better. None of them is the one that you should do. What it is that you want to find the right style for your energy, for your body, for your intention, for what you want to learn, for what you want to incorporate it into your life and how. So no one is wrong, and no one is below someone else. There's just different styles. And it took me a really long time to put that all into perspective and to realize, I've joined a different style. I'm actually learning Ashtanga yoga now in a more serious way. I did it when I was in the 90s, but I never really took it into a deep, serious practice, and I never took on a teacher in Ashtanga style. And the style that I'm taking now is called Mysore, and it's directly from India, and it's profound. But it also makes me miss my Shivananda dearly. There's not teachers around here, and I'm not in the position right now to teach. And quite frankly, I don't want to teach. I just want to go back to being a student, because I never really did that, because I kind of got thrown into teaching much earlier than I should have. But what I've learned, even just from these different styles, is that every teacher that I've worked with is incredible. I've been very blessed, but they teach totally different things. And with the teaching, they teach different beliefs, different styles, different ways that you approach your life, different diets, different meditations, different pranayama, breathing techniques. They're all different, but they're not better or worse. And I'm finding that more and more. And the more that I'm realizing this, the more that I'm seeing it with body work, the more that I'm seeing it with everybody in their own specific training, is that you can get really lost and caught up in, this is the way that you do it, my way is the best way, because I have sought them out and I've found the greatest of the greats, and you should do it like this because I've done the research for you and everything's great when you go this way. But it's, everybody is so individual and so different that the goal is, you got to figure out where you are, what you want, and then try to find someone that matches that energy. You know, years ago I took yoga from another person. I guess I have had a lot of teachers over the years, and I took yoga and martial arts from this one teacher. He taught both, and he was so kind all the time. And he used to say, I believe that everybody's doing the very best they can at that time. And I used to say, I disagree. I don't think everybody's doing their very best. I don't think everybody's living up to their best potential, because if they were, then you would see different outcomes. I think both of us are correct, but I think I was a little more harsh. And as I've aged and expanded my awareness and knowledge and research and understanding, I am starting to look at people and think they are doing the very best that they can with what they know and where they are. And it's a compassion thing. It's a part that you learn, hopefully, in your studies, that, you know, I don't look at other people's styles now and go, ugh. I just kind of look at it and go, that's not really for me. I like a very spiritual yoga practice. I like a very physical yoga practice too. But if it doesn't have a solid spiritual foundation, I am absolutely not interested. But I have made mistakes in my life of thinking that you're doing it wrong if that's the style that you're doing. But I'm not you and you're not me. So everybody has to figure out their path. And then our job too is to respect everybody's path. And I think that's sometimes where we can get lost too, because we get really strong in our views of what needs to be done and how you should do it. And I'm working on my upcoming book, and it's all about healing too. And it's the same kind of thing, is that you have to take the blinders off, and you don't get to be in charge of somebody else's healing path. Hopefully you can support it. Hopefully you can offer information. Hopefully people that are on that healing path go wide in their research and get out of their own way, because different healing modalities live all over the world. And it's the same thing with a yoga practice or a Tai Chi practice or any kind of body practice that offers itself for healing and for energy and for a union of yourself to elevate your place of existence on this planet. And that is the point, is that we need to respect each other's lines of where we are and know that not everybody's in the same place, and that is perfectly okay. So that's the message today for Emily's Energy Corner. You guys, shoot me an email, emilyafrancis@gmail.com. Ask me some questions. I'll answer them on the air. You've been listening to All About Healing, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday. Make it a great week.